Hi everyone, welcome back to this session. Now in this session we are going to discuss about the data types in Python. Now as we have seen, Python is a loosely typed language, and we have also seen that we do not need to define a data type for that variable. This is something that Python defines as per the value that you have given for that variable. Similarly, as we have seen, you can declare a variable wherever we need them. Now here what you are seeing is a list of 6 native data types present in Python. We will be talking about the user defined data types in our next session. Now again, when we look at the classification of data types, they can mainly classified into immutable and mutable. Now what we mean by immutable? If a value has been assigned to that data type, then it cannot be changed. Now the best example for this is a tuple. So this is something similar to the list itself that we have seen earlier. Now here what happens is that once you have set the values present in a tuple, you cannot update these values. Now this is somewhat similar to a fixed list where you cannot modify the existing values. Now don't worry, we will be talking about each of these types in detail. So let us begin by looking at the numeric data type. In the numeric data type, there are mainly 3 classifications. Firstly, we have the integer data type, where again you are storing whole numbers. Then you have the float data type, where you are storing decimal value numbers. And finally, we have the complete type. Now, when you look at normal complex numbers, the only difference in Python is that value. Real number plus imaginary number I in the real world. Here in Python, you will be replacing I with a G value. So that is the only difference, but the overall use and the operations that you will be performing on these will be remaining the same. So are you clear with these 3 numeric data types? Yes. Okay, let us move forward and look at the next data type, that is string. So now here again, when we talk about the strings, it is basically a collection of words. So as we have seen earlier, a string can basically be defined in either single quotes or double quotes. And in case if you wish to use a multi-line string, then all you need to do is that enclose it with either 3 parentheses or 6 parentheses. Now when I say 6 quotes, it basically means that you will be using totally 12 quotes. 6 in the beginning and 6 at the end, or you can use 3 at the beginning or 3 at the end. So when you do that, Python automatically recognizes it to be a multi-line string. So let us move forward and look at some of the operations that we can perform using strings. Now these are basic sequence operations that we can perform using strings. One of the most popular is string concatenation. Now again, to perform string concatenation, all you need to do is use the plus operator. So you have string 1, that is Python, string 2 is tutorial, and it gets combined to get Python tutorial. Similarly, let us say if you wish to repeat a same string, then all you need to do is use star operator once, followed by the number of times you wish to repeat it, so that it gets repeated the number of times that you have specified. Now when you talk about slicing, it basically means extracting characters from a string. So you need to specify that the string point, the starting point as well as the end point, and then characters will be extracted from these values and you will be getting the output. Finally, we have the string indexing. Now you can always access individually characters of a string. That is basically what is done using indexing. Now rather than confusing you all with these theories, let me show you this with practically. Now let us open PyCharm and we will see the execution of these string operations. Now let us go back to our PyCharm. I will begin by declaring 2 strings. So let's call them string 1 and string 2. Now I will enclose my first string in a single quote, let's say Python, and then let me write string 2. I will put in double quotes, let's say tutorial, and then let us begin the operators that we have just seen. Now a string concatenation. Let's say print of string 1 plus string 2. Then you will get both strings will be concatenated. Similarly, for repetition, I had mentioned you you need to use the star operator. So string 2 star 2. Let me just show you the output of these two operations. So you can see here string 1 has concatenated to string 2 and string 2 has been repeated 2 times. Again, moving forward, let us talk about slicing. So here what I am going to do is print string 2 open square bracket, and here let us say the starting and ending position we need to mention. Now Python indexing system, that is the numbering system, starts from 0 instead of 1. So if you say the second character, it basically refers to the third character. So let's say 3:6. If I print it, we can see from the fourth character to the seventh character. Now let me show you with respect to indexing. If I say just 3, what happens? Let me just run it. It is taking the fourth character. What happened if I say -3? Any guess? Let us run it. It is giving me the third from the last position. So let me show you another thing. Let's say 2:-3. If I run this, you can see from the third position until the third to last position. So here TOR is being extracted and printed. So are you clear with how you can perform the slicing and indexing as well, and string concatenation and repetition? Okay, that's great. Now moving forward, let us look at some type specific operations.
Thanks for watching this video.